Sitting in a corner all alone, staring from the bottom of his soul, watching the nights come in from the window. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with this is going to be a very trigger warning. This is about sleep paralysis, and this is about horror. This is a scary story. These are my own personal stories. Have you ever experienced anything like this and you don't like it, just click away. It's just really not for the lighthearted. Me and my girlfriend were just watching The Fourth Kind. First, everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. The Fourth Kind is just about alien abduction, and it just got me thinking about other different types of things like that. Now, sleep paralysis, for those of you that don't know, is when you're asleep and then your eyes wake up, or your mind wakes up, but your body, you can't move. Your body still thinks it's asleep. So you can either look around and you can, you might not even be able to, you might just be conscious, but you just can't move. And it's very frightening, partly because it feels almost like anesthesia awareness. For those of you that don't know, anesthesia awareness is when you're under anesthesia and, oh, wait, now you're awake. And you're conscious and you can feel and hear everything that's going on, but you just can't do anything. You can't move. It's very, very frightening. It's very, very horrible. There's a movie called Awake about it, and it portrays it very well. Now, sleep paralysis, sometimes it's just annoying. Sometimes it's just like, can't get up. Like, I want to get up. I can't get up. Like, it's a very helpless feeling in general. But sometimes it comes with hallucinations. Sometimes it comes with, a lot of people say like they feel like that's like a demon sitting on their chest. They see entities. Could these be hallucinations? It's the same as if people, let's say they are eating mushrooms that give them a funny feeling, whatever. And, they all say the same thing. Okay, well, what happens when they all say the same thing after, it's the same experience? Do you discount it, discredit it, or think something else? Now, one experience, and I have two that I'll tell you. One experience was mine in 2010. 2010, I was in between apartments where I was homeless. Like the first place I had to move out of, the second place I hadn't gotten yet. So I was sleeping in, and shout out to Dr. Dennis Leon, who let me stay at Levittown Animal Hospital, where I was working at the time. He was like, yeah, I'm not going to let you be homeless. So he said, take the couch in room 2. There's 3 exam rooms. There's an exam room in the first room and the third room. But the second room was like a comfort room. It was meant for euthanasia, where we had to put an animal to sleep. And that's a whole series of videos I could do with that. But I was sleeping on the couch that they had there because, where else was I going to sleep? So for those of you that don't know, in the Levittown Animal Hospital, I think I've said that phrase like 3 times right now. Levittown Animal Hospital is one of the gold standards of medicine for veterinary care on Long Island, and my friend Mark owns that now. My friend Mark, he's the guy who was the basement boiler room I was in before I got this. He owns it now. It's a very good hospital. But that hospital, before it became an animal hospital in like the 50s, was not a hospital. I'll just leave it at that. And one night I was sleeping, or trying to sleep. It was, I think, May. It was early. It was like spring of 2010. Might have been late winter, early spring, but it was not yet summer. And I was trying to sleep, and the way it is okay. Here's the couch that I'm laying on. There's a cupboard, with like cleaning supplies, paper towels, whatever. There's a wall behind me. There's a wall, and then there's the door, right there. On the left is it's brick. It's building there. I think there's a window. It looks into the alley, and the door. I'm felt like this, and I'm thinking. I see something in the doorway, and my left eye was closed. My right eye, it took me every ounce of power that I had in my body, and I was in very good shape. I was lean, but I was very strong, and to keep my eye open this much, like that much, just so I can, because I knew if I took my eye off what was in that doorway, and I wasn't alone in the hospital. There was many dogs. We did boarding there. Many dogs, maybe a cat or two, and it was silent at night. They all went to sleep. It was silent. But I didn't set the alarm, because if you set the alarm for the hospital, which you're supposed to do once you leave, everyone who locks up, you set the alarm, because there's drugs there. There's veterinary drugs there, and okay, well, you have to lock up, and that alarm is set where if anyone steps foot inside the door and they don't set the code, the cops come immediately. So I didn't set it because I was in there, and walking around, go to the bathroom, whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess someone could have come in, and if that's the case, then I really need to go out and just fight them if they're trying to rob a place. God forbid they hurt an animal. And I just knew if I took if I closed my eyes, something bad was going to happen. I was in this, maybe I was dreaming or whatever, maybe it was sleep paralysis, but there was a figure in that door. I don't know what they were looking for. Whatever it was, I'm thinking they're trying to rob a place and they're confused that, what is this person doing here? Whatever. And finally I snap out of it. And as soon as I snap out of it, as soon as I go, and I think the figure goes away, it goes, oh, nope, it goes out of frame, it goes out of the doorway, and and now the dogs are barking because I'm making noise, where are you? I'm like Wolverine, where are you? So I check all around the hospital. I do a perimeter check. I was like, are they not there? But there's a basement in there. So I was like, and I turned on all the lights. And I was like, where are you? And I'm the monster now because I'm freaking out, and freaking out thinking there's someone in there. But the security cameras did not show anything. I will put my hand on whatever you want me to, and I will say that there was something there that day. There was something there that night. Needless to say, after that happened, I was awake. I could not sleep. I did, however, go into the dog, where the dog was sleeping, and I was just chilling with the dog. I was like, yeah, I'm not being alone. But there was no one in that hospital. No one ever came in that hospital. But whatever. I know what I saw, and that was number one. Number two, this was in 2018, and I'm going to take a swig of water here because my throat is... There we go. Now, this is 2018. Now, in 2018, I had a apartment. This was over in Huntington, Long Island. So, still in Long Island. 2010, this is like 2 years before I went to the military, and then I came back to Long Island, just because that's where a lot of my friends are and stuff, so, businesses now, but... There is a place in Huntington that I was at where it was basically like a 40-year-old frat house. There was a bunch of older men there, but it was great. And I had a room up there. And the way the room was, you come into the room, and to your left there's a dresser and a lamp. To the right there's not much, but if you could just go in straight, there's my mattress. Of course, I did not have a bed. Still don't have a bed. There was my mattress, and my mattress was put up against the wall. 2 windows, but there's a wall, and in order to get to the first, you had to climb up a buttload of steps, because when off the street, our street, in order to get to it, you have to go up this crazy steep hill. All right, so after you go up that crazy steep hill, that first floor, where the ground is, there's the garage. You have to climb up a whole bunch of steps to get to the first floor. That's above the garage and above the basement. And then going through the house, there's the backyard. I was on the second floor or third floor of this house, so no one was climbing on that. I looked afterwards, yeah, all right, you're not climbing there. You just can't. But when I was laying there, I was asleep, and I wake up, and my arms are like this, because I'm sleeping, and I couldn't move. It was sleep paralysis. No, I didn't see a demon on my chest. I didn't see anything, but I couldn't move, and I've had other things with sleep paralysis where nothing happened, but these are the two that something happened, and I'm trying to move my arms, and it wasn't a normal sleep paralysis where I just could I could a little bit, like I could feel it, the moving, but they weren't. It's like they were being held down. It's like I was being held down by something. And again, I didn't see anything. But I go and like I'm like whining, like I was like, and this was like post military. Like this was when I was maybe I was a little weak because that year was a horrible year. I'd had appendicitis, my liver shut down. Like, it was a whole big thing. I thought I was dying. But this was after all that. It wasn't in between any of that. And so I begin like whining. I was like how when you're a kid and someone takes your stuffed animal, like stop it. I was like, stop it, like let me go. Like it was like a. So I could speak a little bit, and then as soon as I'm about to, I come into my mind. I was like, wait a minute, I'm Randy heckin' Chavez. I'm about to Hulk. Like I remembered who I was. Like I'm about to Hulk out. I'm about to go all might on someone. I was about to go, and I was about to fight whatever was there because there was something there. But before I could do that, there was a voice that came out of my mouth that was not my own. I'll say that again. There was a voice that was not my own that came out of my mouth. The best way I could describe it, because it was a direct quote from it. It sounded like the King of the Dead from Lord of the Rings, and he actually said, like the thing that was not my voice. It was his voice was a quote from the Lord of the Rings movie. Said and it said, "Who dares enter my domain?" And that was not me that said that. Like that's as best as a replica as I can do of it. But it came out of my mouth, and this was when I was about to scream like, and as soon as that happened, oh wow, like I can move again. Like whatever was holding me down could not hold me down. Like it was gone, and I don't know what to make. I was so confused. I was like, okay, I'm alone. Like other, someone downstairs, people in the house, but I don't know what that was. I to this day cannot fathom what, but I don't know if drop your conspiracy theories down below, like Naruto things, like, oh yeah, you're half demon, you got a demon in you, but the demon is protecting you. Like, many of you guys have seen orbs around here. I don't know what that was, and again, like I had in my mind, my plan was to scream and go Super Saiyan, like, fight what was next to me, but I felt it come out of me. Like it wasn't like someone hit a recorder, like a tape recorder, like to in back of me, like a wall. Like maybe they got a ladder and they next to the window and they played that. I felt it come out of and it wasn't me that said it. It was the craziest thing. It was. I don't know. If anyone has any experiences like this, drop them down below in the comments because I am. Yeah. And I have a bunch of other scary stories. Me and my girlfriend were going over after we watched The Fourth Kind, but yeah, this was. I was freaked out both times. Both times I was very freaked out. So anyway, guys, this is crazy. Dashy protects me now. Dashy's good. Everyone say bye-bye, Dashy. Bye-bye, Dashy. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I love you all. Class dismissed. Goodbye. And also watch My Hero Academia. It's a great show. I love it. Goodbye.